when you shared that message, it was today, right?
I know sometime it was Tuesday night, I believe.
When he sent you, but you shared that with me today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro, I forgot when. Okay, so when you shared that message that the coworker sent, and in the middle of like realizing that you had also shared that people were like postponing and trying to do like a reschedule for the collaboration, I took it as like, man, this dude is literally telling you what you've already had an interest in. And the fact that he mentioned that, bro, commercials, anything video related can be done. So what exactly did he write?
So, this former coworker of mine wrote, "You should get into acting." And my response was, "Why you say that? You got the look." And I said, "Appreciate that, dog." So I feel like ultimately, and he said this out the blue. So I feel like he sparked something that I felt like I always had, but just didn't dive into. Because sometimes you may crave something, but it's like you're not gonna introduce the idea. You may introduce it bits by bits, but it's not until someone is just gonna bring it out for you to realize that I guess my prediction of this idea was right. So um ultimately 2024 was.
It's good that you said advertisement, bro, because you could literally go to people like photographers and be like, hey, I kind of low key want to see your reasoning of why you became a photographer, but at the same time advertise for you by you being present, and you can collaborate with them like that and get it all filmed. So that'll be a good way to like advertise them. Obviously, you're in the picture, so it's like it's good promotion for you for what you're doing. So you said advertisement. It's like, do you think of anything specific?
The reason why I even said advertisement or just like short commercials is if you think of big events like the Super Bowl, they're always throw like these ads and commercials. And even if people don't think much of them, they do it for a reason. Like the Super Bowl is one of the biggest events, yet you have people, big time companies, paying top dollar to have their ads or commercials played out on TV. And there's a reason why they do that. They want the they want the general population to just remember those commercials, to remember those ads, so that months after this big time event, these these things that they just put in your head just stands out to you for whatever reason that you still remember them for. So it's like, and you got to think commercials and ads, you just remember certain people, you remember certain key features, you remember certain lighting. You don't know why you remember, you just do. So I feel like it's the Convo Guy. I feel like now I got to brand myself. And what better way to brand myself other than to be featured in ads and commercials. So I feel like now on testing myself, I'm challenging myself. So I feel like I did good speaking on camera. I think I did good. I'm gonna let the viewers decide for me, but I feel like I did good or okay. Now it's time to test myself by being featured in ads and commercials. So,
there's a lot of artists that make songs. So even if you're like the main feature, like the main character in a song, and you're doing the story of whatever the whole topic is about, that'll be kind of hard too.
And even I know this is gonna be random, but even in movies, like I remember when I watched Twilight for the first time, and I really didn't care what the movie was about. Vampires versus wolves. The main thing I like about the movie that I still about the series that I still like to this day is their soundtracks. Their soundtracks acted as ads, advertisement to prolong the theme of the movie. So just any big time events, any movies, there's 20 seconds worth of a soundtrack or a theme or a lighting that would just stand out to you. So due to ads and commercials just standing out in a unique way that we truly don't know why we're attracted to it, I feel like I should dive into it. Again, human psychology. you'll look at a commercial, not know why you like it, So, if I dive into that film, I feel like it'll benefit me and the Convo Guy podcast. So me speaking on camera, it's an amazing thing. It's a wonderful thing. I treat speaking on camera like art, but I feel like it's time to add some spice to it, to add some flavor. And I think these ads and these commercials that I do are just gonna are gonna help the Convo Guy in very unique ways.
So with the time that we're on right now, like everything's been recorded visually. So with the time we're on right now and everything's been recorded visually, and everyone's a oh, damn, bro, I can't believe this happened. The time that we've been on right now and everything's visual. Prior to all this, there's people that always, and I've been there, bro, obviously with the photographers, that tell you like, yo, you should be in front of the camera for photography. The fact that a picture's worth 1,000 words, and they're trying to like get you to always be like here for a photo, here for a photo. Now we got this going on. That bro, there's nothing but to win. So the fact that he mentioned, yo, you should start doing like rolls and things, bro, that's the way to go for you. It's a new venue. You're gonna conquer that, bro. If you were conquering still frames, imagine motion picture. You're gonna do nothing but win.
I agree. I agree. I feel like there's a reason why I was turned off from the educational aspects to my degree. You could be, how am I gonna say this? You would go to school your whole life, but then it's just like your field is not created for you. Your field is not created for the way your mindset is, and you could be turned off from it. Because that's the thing about school. School is systematic. School, there's no you can't be too creative. These fields in the educational realm that have to be a certain way. That has to it's this way, or you can't add spice or your flavor to it. So I just feel like being behind the camera, well, being in front of the camera, I meant to say, I feel like you could be you could be original, you could be systematic, and you could add a form of creativity to it compared to the long enduring process of going to school and them shaping how your mind should be compared to how you want it to be. So I feel like I had to be patient. I feel like my trials and errors that I've experienced all these years have led me to this. So heading into 2025, I feel like now that I know the field I need to be in, there's no holding back. It's only progress from here. I'm not gonna say I've mastered the art of being on camera, but I feel like I did a decent job. Now let me explore the other aspects that come behind, you know, being cinematic.
That's cool, man. About a year ago, you said that that same coworker that sent you this message on Tuesday, that you guys would chop it up a lot, and he's a great person to talk to, bro, because he has like experiences. You think he will be willing to also do that on camera?
Oh yeah, I feel like naturally I'm attracted to, even if the camera was never present, I'm attracted to people that have that you're able to exchange dialogue with, like deep convos, like just talk. Even if the convo is simple, if it's a deep convo or simple convo, like I just enjoy the art of convos. I mean, it's art. Like people may not want to admit it, but having a convo is a form of artistry, and not a lot of people could um use their vocabulary to endure a convo. I feel like holding a convo makes you an artist.
So if an individual was trying to get into that field, what would you say is a good startup?
A good start would be you want to be original. Before being on camera, you gotta be original. You gotta know yourself. You gotta know aspects of yourself, because you may get on camera and speak for someone's behalf. You may you may portray someone else that isn't you. So it's like, what are you saying on camera right now? Are you speaking because you feel what you're saying, or are you speaking because you're portraying someone you're not? You know, I'm speaking for me. You know, I gave my background on how I was told by a guest speaker in the second grade the importance of writing your ideas down. And I'm a ESOL student, not knowing what this guy's saying. But it's just like this guy. I'm thinking he's greater than the teacher. I'm thinking like this guest speaker was the principal. I don't know. I don't know English. So it's just like, cool. This guy's saying write everything down. I'm gonna write everything down. From second grade all the way to college, I'm just journaling. To where it's just like, yo, you know what? I gotta put an end to my journaling. What's a way to transcend it to a more advanced way? That's where podcasting came in. So I just feel like my whole life, it's just been preparing me to podcast. Journaling to podcasting, to where I feel like podcasting is preparing me to play more cinematic roles. So I feel like, to answer your question, for anyone that wants to get into this field, specifically talking on camera, they gotta know themselves. They gotta know if this is something they want to do. Because when you're on camera, you're not speaking for someone else, you're speaking for you. Like, who are you? You got to know who you are in order to share your ideas and your beliefs and values. So,
What about if someone's just trying to start being more outgoing, so they want to like be able to take the art of convo? What's a good startup for them if they want to get to know how to like start conversations, be in conversations? What's a good way for them to get to a beginner level? What's a basic startup?
a good way for someone that, let's say, shy but then want to be more outgoing on camera, I would say would be
Well, just in conversation, like not even on camera. Like they just want to like be more outgoing.
Okay, they
Because
want
if
to
you're
be
saying like there's an art to conversating.
okay. So now I guess I you're right, because now, because again, I guess I gotta realize that, you know, the way it happened to me was just based on it was the events that happened from second grade to now. I guess it was just shaping me to getting on camera. But then there are individuals um who just want to be more outspoken. So now I gotta see it from their lens. So if I'm to answer this question, I would say they would have to just practice talking to themselves. They would not even practice talking to themselves. They would just have to be comfortable speaking. You could, just speak. Even if you stutter, you are gonna take L's, because speaking is it's what's the term? It's, especially socially speaking, I'm not gonna say it's terrifying, but it's intimidating. So there's gonna come times where you're gonna fold, you're gonna stutter, but it's just like, get back up, and just tell yourself that you're gonna do this. You're gonna have to self motivate yourself, because I'm not gonna lie, this is something I even gotta ask myself. Let's say I was shy my whole life, and then I wanna learn how to be more outspoken. Then that's something um I would have to. That's something new, because again, my whole life is just like, yo, I don't know the English language. Guy talking about writing everything down. Journaling. So I'm writing down my deepest thoughts. Like, yo, screw this person. Let's say I get in a fight in the second grade. Let's say I get in a fight in the seventh grade, and I get beat. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write down my deepest thoughts and my opinions. I'm just going crazy on that pen and paper. So it's just like my whole life is just like, it was just an escalator. I mean, an elevator, a ladder, just preparing me for this. So I'm not even gonna say I have an answer to someone that's trying to just naturally get to
Be more going.
Yeah, but I would say, man, they're just gonna have to just get open to just speaking. Just speak. Speaking, it's intimidating at first, but once you get the flow, it's no one can stop you. But you won't know until you try. Like, I started with the notebook, paper. So
You mentioned writing since second grade. Is there a time that you wrote something you could never find it and you're like, man, it was worth gold?
I'm not gonna lie, like my dad, as much as I love him, he did a thing where he went and cleaned out the garage and he threw all the stuff I had, my high school memories, he accidentally just threw it away. And it's just even like, a love letter to a girl I like back in high school. That's just all went away, just and those are childhood memories, so it's like I was upset, but I just had to realize like, hey, yeah,
Well,
like
prior to that, like the catastrophe you just shared, like was there any time that you were trying to find a specific paper and it's like it was gone?
yeah, yeah,
Do you
because
remember it, like what it was about?
there's times where my mind would mess with me, and that's how I felt like. That's why I felt like I needed to stop writing everything down. There's times where I'll be at an event, and then it's just like my mom would be like, "Oh, did you write this down? That happened this day." Like let's say a month later, a month before. Let's say it's August, and my mind's like, "Yo, you didn't write something that you should have wrote down on April 2nd." And then now I'm tweaking because it's like me writing everything down. It's like, how could I have forgotten to write what I should have wrote down on this day? So I'll pick up my notebooks and try to find out that day. And then let's say I wouldn't find it. Now it's a nightmare. Now I'm tweaking even more. So it's just like, yeah, there's times I spent weekends trying to find a certain day, a certain entry day. And then when I find it, it's just like, of course, it'll be like Sunday, 11:30 p.m. I'm just giving an example. It'll be Sunday. I'll try to find this journal entry the whole weekend, and finally on a Sunday I'll find it. And it's like, even though I wasted my whole weekend finding this, it's like it was worth. It was worth. And I'll write down that missing piece that I forgot, and it's like, all right, now it's in the memory books. But it's like, yeah, that's why I felt the need to transition to podcasting, because it's like my mind would play games with me.
Bro, so you need this. It's not even a desire. It's like it's a habit that's healthy. Yeah, bro, you really need to invest in that camera, bro, because it's not just like, bro, I'm trying to be seen. I remember when you were like, yo, there's a lot of things where it's like, bro, I need to like speak about this for you, and you're like, I don't really care if people watch it because it's about something I want to like speak about.
And the funny thing is, once I write it down, it's like I'm at peace. But let's say I'm going through it, not finding it. It's just like, yo, no, like I need to find this.
Man, that's dope. Because I'll be telling you, like, you experience things and forget the emotion. So if you write it down, it could tap you back into what you need to remember. And I respect that, bro, because I tell you, I'm like, yo, you be forgetting. Like, you share something, and it's like, I remember what you were talking about. And it's like, then I see you act on something else, and it's like, bro, if you wrote that down, you'll have a backbone to like how you view something again. Yeah, that's dope, bro. That you're able to express yourself through writing. I write too. The thing for me that I lost a paper was, I told you already, the third grade teacher used my example from my sister, and that's probably like the coldest piece I wrote. Like it was just nice, and bro, like she used it, and I thought I was gonna get it like at some time at the end of the year, but then she ended up, I guess, like transferring to a different school, and I'll never have that. They have upstairs and like plastered. They have what is it called when they laminate? That's what they have. They have the paper from my mom, but this my sister one would have been epic, bro. Like it would have just been epic. Cause now I'm like 2 years older, and I'm just like going ham on the full paper.
I admit that's why yeah, I would agree with how things are more digital now, because you have a higher chance of saving something that's digital compared to paper and pencil, like especially what the world is. Like let's say you save things at your house, all of a sudden now your house gets flooded, paperwork, like you know journals. So I agree. For me, I feel like moving into this direction of podcasting would be beneficial for me, because I experienced the pencil and paper round. I did it for years, and it's like it's come a point where hearing my opinions on video would be better compared to how I used to do it, because that process I used to do was enduring. It was enduring. Like weekends, it came a point where let's say I was lazy and I didn't I didn't write in my journal for 2 months. I'll tell myself, okay, this weekend it's all about updating my journal for these 2 months. And it's like friends will call me to hoop. It's like, nah, I can't hoop. You were trying to go to this party? No, like this is important. Until I get this done, it's like there's no moves. So it being on video now, it's like, there's definitely more peace. Like the anxiety level decreased. I'm more comfortable with the transition from pencil and paper to the video route.